Hello everyone, it is Jacob with part 2 of our Season 9 Garino Lethal Flash starter build. I swapped into this at exactly level 60. You might ask why level 60? Level 60 because at level 60 trade house opens for you and you can... What I did pretty much, I sold everything I had, hoping to get at least like 4 to 5 FEs from it, which I did. I did get 5 FE and I used 4 to make the swap happen. So since level 60, I use pretty much the same skills, but was adding different supports as I got more energy. I will go through the first step of the swap progression pretty much in this video. So let's hop into it. The build, I will show it right here. Early 5 FE budget. So right at level 6 I sold everything and I got 2 memory daggers. You want to get them as soon as possible because those are the cheapest way to get to decent weapons without having to use any crafting, which does not have like guaranteed outcomes. So with 2 memory daggers you get 40%. You just want to get them with 40% skills damage as base wield damage, and then as much wield duration and spell damage as possible. The other stats do not really matter. The explode helps, but it's not necessary to have on higher rolls. Just focus on 40% and as much wield duration as possible and spell damage. So double memory lets you swap to Shadow Shot pretty much. Once you are able to get marksman bracers, get them. Really cheap upgrade. Right now, believe like 1 FE, yeah, whatever. +2 jumps helps a lot with clear. Because Shadow Shot is a projectile that also deals area damage around impact. So when you have multiple monsters stacked on each other, you hit them with multiple shadow shots, and each of the shadow shots hits them multiple times because, yeah, that's how shadow shot works. And the amulet that was pretty much useless in the previous state of the build, but now it actually gives us either more coverage or more damage depending on the state we are at. If you are killing bosses, you have more damage. If you are killing monsters and you killed something recently, you have more area, so that helps. Armor, just get anything pretty much with energy shield. This one triggers safeguard field, helps really early on with survivability. For the belt, I just got whatever I got, but if I was starting again, I would try to get Confusion Elements, Elemental Belt, because that gives you extra wield damage again. But yeah, I did not have it here. Those 2 memory daggers are really the important things that you want to get first. And the rest of the gear, just energy shield bases crafted with energy shield resistances and affliction effect. Energy shield and resistances. And here some resistances with extra damage. Yeah, energy shield resistances. That's pretty much it. This exact thing that you see on the screen carried me up to around time mark 6. That was the point where I started adding different things, but that is a topic for next video. For skills, just pick Shadow Shot, link it with multiple projectiles. Then Reaping Agony really early on is great because you do not have many sources of Reap, but as you start getting more sources of Reap, you swap that for Corrosion, I believe, a green one. Added Erosion damage gives you base wield damage from main weapon damage. Yeah, 9.8% of main hand weapon damage to base wield damage helps. And the supported skill gains 17.3% of its damage as base build damage as well. So this gives you like a source of some base build damage to ramp up your damage over time stacks. Control spells, simply additional spell damage for Shadow Shot, helps a lot with its on-hit clear. Empower skill and sort of like plump up skill as well. Black Hole gives you, whenever you use it on a boss or on a rare monster or any monster, it instantly gives it 100 affliction, which every one stack of affliction gives you 1% additional damage over time, so your builds deal more damage. But it also provides you with a buff that gives you additional damage over time as long as you hit something with the black hole. Yeah, preparation to automate it so it gets cast every 8 point something seconds when you are starting. Reaping Agony, another source of Reap. Reap, what it does, it basically takes a bunch of the damage over time that is already stacked on the monster and deals it instantly on cooldown. Every like source of Reap has its specific like duration that it reaps. So that's the amount of damage that it does, and then it has a separate cooldown as well. So every 4 seconds, this exact source of Reap takes 0.82 seconds of the damage over time on the target and deals it instantly. So that's like a sort of your instant source of instant damage. And then once you get enough energy, link it with the Grudge to provide yourself with paralyze on monsters. It basically increases damage by 15%. For movement skill, if you want to go through the maps fast, use Blink. If you want to get a little bit more control over the monsters and over bosses especially, Shadow Dash provides you with a source of slow as well. You also, at this stage of the build, I scale control effects as well, so the slow gets scaled, so the monsters are even slower. So yeah, magic dash to get 1 extra charge and a little bit of a movement buff after you use the movement skill, and then quick mobility provides you with the most cooldown recovery you can get. And the third link, if you had enough energy, would be the cooldown recovery support. Curse of choice, corruption, additional erosion damage increases the damage of the Shadow Shot, and also increases the damage that you get into Wild from Shadow Shot, and also increases the damage of Wild. So yeah, really nice aura here. Linking with preparation again, so it gets automatically cast, I don't have to press it. And Terrain of Malice makes it to be the circle around you. This yellow one skin I have here has the curse up, you can see. So, and you have the curse as an aura around you as you go. And the last skill here, Forced Start, basically what it makes. The build at this stage, since level 60, is energy shield based, and at level 60, like pretty much all the energy shield you get is from Energy Fortress, but there's no like recovery skill that you could use to regenerate your energy shield. And this combination of Force Start with defense layers gives you at least something, sort of a heal for your energy shield. So energy shield starts energy shield charge whenever you use the skill, and defense layers provides you with 1 second of unstoppable energy shield, because energy shield stops recharging whenever something hits you or whenever you take damage. So this provides you with 1 second of unstoppable energy shield. So every time this pops, every 8 seconds or whenever you pop it manually, you get 1 second of unstoppable energy shield charge. So it's a little bit of a heal. As you get more energy shield, you regenerate more. Yeah, works really great. If you want to have higher uptime on your curse, the third link would be extended duration. And for this one, I would, as the third support, I would recommend either cooldown recovery or the one that provides you with armor, which is, yeah, I'm not sure what it is called. I have it on me right here. Iron fortification provides you with at least some armor. Yeah. For auras or for passive skills, at this stage of the build, using off the beaten track allows you to go low life with 3 auras and corrosion focus. So first aura, erosion amplification, no brainer, additional erosion damage supported with aura amp increases its effect. And the second aura, energy fortress with aura amp, provides you with energy shield. And the third aura, reserved on life through seal conversion, precise projectiles gives you extra projectile damage and projectile speed, and also element damage from projectiles. So all of that scales your shadow shot and the build that you deal through shadow shot. So this is a great damage aura. At this time, linked with restrain, later on, as you get seal compensation somewhere else, you might not need the restrain anymore, but at this stage of the build, we need the restrain there. So that's that. And for the last passive skill, corrosion focus gives you wield damage, wield chance, erosion damage. It's a no-brainer. There's an aura that increases damage over time as well, but after some testing that I did, corrosion focus seems to net you more damage, even with higher budget. So yeah, linking with Reap in Agony, just to get another source of Reap. Later on, as you get more energy, you will link it with focus something effectiveness and extra damage, and you will link the other auras as well. But yeah, that's for the skills. For hero traits, you want to go with Dart Shot, which provides you with additional damage after using mobility skills. You are blinking pretty much all the time because you also reloading your ammo while using mobility skills through another hero trait. So yeah, 25% additional damage here, 20% I believe at level 1. So yeah, and the second trait, Lethal Interval. For every ammo consumed recently, -3 points of projectile spreading angle. What it does is basically the first shot that you do, the first ammo that you consume, you can see the shadow shot just make a cone, but as you keep using shadow shot over and over, the cone becomes smaller and smaller, and eventually you will start shooting them like this, which doesn't really affect your damage and also lets you like clear monsters, single monsters more efficiently because it is easier to hit them with all the shots with shotgun. So yeah, and it also provides you with extra damage. I will show it here. So 16% additional damage dealt by projectiles, and you also get +1 jump from it. And then the last one provides you with reloads ammo when using mobility skills. So as you are shooting, you just before you get used to it, you just keep an eye on your ammo, and whenever it starts running low, you just use your mobility skill. Everything gets reset, reloads, and you can keep shooting. It also provides you with additional damage as you consume ammo. So yeah, that is that. The mods on the memories do not really matter, just get whatever, just to get the traits going. But eventually you want to get intelligence, energy field, and movement speed memories for your build, for this build. For talents, Goddess of Deception, as this tree, provides you with damage over time buffs. So early on, damage, attack and cast speed. Later on, you will want to swap to critical strike damage here, because there's nothing better, really. at certain point of the build. And then affliction and damage over time, and another sort of reap here. Persistent skill level doesn't really matter, it does not increase your damage that much, so I'm not taking it. It doesn't even apply to Shadow Shot, I believe, anymore. So yeah, not taking this point. And then extra energy shield here. That's a no-brainer. For large passives, affliction gives you 30% additional affliction effect. That's 30% additional damage. Yeah. And then early on, Forbidden Power, 45% additional damage for the cost of elemental resistance. Up until around time mark 6, elemental damage does not really matter that much. So this minus 10% elemental resistance is pretty much no downside for the 35% additional damage. But eventually, as you get blur effect on gear and in the tree, you will want to swap to subtle impact, but that's later. The second one that I chose was Lich, just to get access to Off the Beaten Track, which gives you +4 support skill levels, and support skills mana multipliers is fixed at 95%. What that does, I have an entire video about this specific node somewhere on my channel. But what this lets you do, the more support skills you link with your auras, the lower their mana cost is, so it basically lets you reserve more auras for no cost. And damage, affliction effect, wherever you can take affliction effect, just take affliction effect, gives you a lot of damage. Energy shield, damage, +1 all skills, no brainer. And mana seal compensation, we will not need that later on, but for now we need it, so that's there. Third tree, Shadow Master for now, later on we will swap it for something else, but at this point, Shadow Master. Erosion damage, erosion resistance, wild damage, and chance to gain blur for every 5 stacks of wild inflicted. So yeah, that's your source of blur. Then erosion damage and erosion damage per stack of wild, stacking up to 60 times. That's a lot of damage. Erosion skill level scales your Shadow Shot, and then +3 erosion skill levels here scales the Shadow Shot damage as well. And the last tree of choice for now would be Warlock, well, forever pretty much. And early on, you want to take Daze for 25% additional element damage, and crowd control effect, which scales the slow from the movement skill. And you will eventually start inflicting chill as well, or frostbite, so that increases the effectiveness of frostbite as well. So that's that. Damage, affliction effect again, affliction effect here as well, and eventually you want to get element duration here, and later on critical strike damage from this. And for these points here, this one is nice but not necessary, and that's pretty much it. Early on, really early on, you might consider taking this, but later on you will want to get rid of this one, so yeah. Remember, you can respec anything until you get level 91. You can respec for free, so feel free to experiment, try what gives you more damage and what not. For Pact Spirits, if you have Portrait of Fallen Saintess, it will provide you with Repentance stacks. Whenever you get Blessing, you get the Repentance stack, so you need to get the source of Blessing generation, which I have on a ring, I believe. But yeah, Repentance stacks gives you additional erosion damage and erosion resistance. If you level the Pact Spirit up, you will start getting erosion resistance as well from Repentance. Other than that, the Pact Spirit provides you with erosion damage and erosion resistance penetration. The second one would be Abyssal Soul King, reduces the cooldown of Reaps, increases damage over time, affliction effect, and also this 35% chance for damage over time to spread to targets in proximity, additional raping cooldown recovery speed. So gives you a source of AoE clear, and also increases the frequency of your reaps coming off. And the third one, Crossroad Walker works, so that's element damage and element chance, which doesn't really matter when you have two memories, but element damage, element duration. Another Pact Spirit that works really great would be this one, Fire Swordsman, which gives you damage over time, chance to cause ailments, affliction effect, and another source of reap. So these are the pack spirits that I'm using right now. Other notable ones would be Curse Effect from Poisoned Omen, or extra projectiles from Iron Lion. Those two. If you don't have any of the legendary ones, just filter for either erosion or spell and take the ones that provides you with more damage. Yeah, persistent work as well, so that's damage over time. You definitely should have at least some of them. Yeah, that's it for this. So just get your memories as soon as possible. Get marksman bracers for better clear, and then focus on getting energy shield bases and get at least some resistances on the gear as well. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and the next part will be around Time Mark 7 Traveler budget to be able to kill him pretty easily. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in the part 3. Bye!